Man. The drama just never fucking stops. Never stops. It's Port Charles. Why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? It is Port Charles. The drama never ends in Port Charles. This is what they do. It's drama 24/7. Damn. And it just keep on coming. Just keeps coming. The drama just never fucking stops, man. When will it fucking end? I'm kidding. We need the drama. We love the fucking drama. Keep it coming. So anyway, Nell. Mm, 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 mm. So we have confirmation. Nell is carrying a Quartermain Corinthos Spencer. Nell is pregnant indeed. I believe that the baby is Michael's because who else the fuck did she sleep with? Unless she went to a sperm donor that we don't know nothing about. Because the timeline adds up. Michael said the last time they had sex in October, and she just found out. She said she was pregnant. She just found out yesterday. So the timeline adds up. All you gotta do is add up the dates. Timeline it adds up. So that's about 2 months. So it adds up. I believe the baby is Michael's. And actually, as much as I dislike Nell, I like the fact that she's sticking it to Carly this way because it's poetic justice in a weird way. Because you remember years ago when Carly was pregnant with Michael, she was so happy to get that Quartermain cheddar. Well, the chicken has come home to roost. It's your turn, Carly. Monica had to deal with you for a daughter-in-law for a little while and carrying her grandchild. Now you have to deal with Nell. Karma's a bitch, ain't it? But the only difference is Michael isn't married to the bitch, so you better be happy about that one. At least he's not married to the hoe. But Nell is delusional as shit. When she was talking to Dr. Narrow, this bitch said Michael was her boyfriend. I said, does Michael know that? You said Michael was your boyfriend. Does he know that? Okay. Somebody needs an extended stay in Shady Brook, I see. Um, I said, wow, this bitch is delusional. I said, shit, the way Michael be looking at her lately, he look like he can't stand the sight of her. Um, and I believe she is pregnant now because Kim Darrow wouldn't lie, first of all, because what the fuck would she lie for? She doesn't even know Nell. So I believe Nell really is pregnant. I know now the question is Michael the father? I'm going to be real. From what I've seen, I'm going to have to say he is the father because the last time they had sex was October. It's now December. It adds up. Who else did she wasn't in a relationship with anybody else. She wasn't sleeping with anybody else. So it adds up. But Carly head looked like it was about to explode when she found out. Like she was pissed. I have a feeling that Michael obviously would take care of his child. Granted, if the paternity test comes back that it is. But I think he would take care of his child. But I don't think he would ever marry Nell. I don't think he would want anything to do with her relationship wise. But Nell is the type of person, she's a vindictive bitch. And I'm pretty sure she's the type of bitch that will go to court and try to get a crazy ass child support payment. I'm pretty sure she would. Because I've seen this all too often. Even, reading the news and stuff like that, celebrities. You know how much these celebrities pay in child support? I said, well, goddamn, that shit is enough to break the bank. I remember P. Diddy had, he got 6 kids, but 3 of the kids he had with one particular woman, Kim Porter, he was paying her $100,000 every month for 3 kids. I said, God damn, what does 3 kids need with 100 grand a month? What the fuck are they doing? Karate classes don't even cost that much. Then who was it? Ludacris. He was paying like 5,000 to 10,000 a month in child support. I said, why do a child needs? It don't take $5,000, 10 grand to raise no child every month. Goddamn, 10 grand. I could imagine how much Nell would want in child support. Like I could just imagine. She probably gonna be like she want 15 grand a month in child support. What does one child need with thousands of dollars every month? It's a fucking kid. Shit, they not going on vacation to Puerto Rico or Mexico or Vegas or nothing. So what the hell they need that kind of money for? They ain't hopping on no jet to London. What you need that kind of money for? Like the child support numbers is just retarded. Like it's just ridiculous. Like and the judges be granting that shit. I'm like, why? Bitch, I pay you $500 a month. You better take it or leave it. That's what you getting. I think 500 is too much every month. Like, but you got to factor in dentists and whatever you got to do. Well, hell, the baby ain't got no teeth, but I just think these child, some of these women be petty as shit with these child support. I'm trying to tell you, petty as all hell. I feel bad for Michael. You got to deal with this bitch for the next 18 years. Better you than me. Oh, that bitch is crazy. No. Carly looked like she wanted to. If that girl wasn't pregnant, Carly would have slapped the dog shit out of her. Speaking of Carly, she was with Dr. Nero. They were talking about the whole Jason thing because obviously Carly has no life. Um, so she was telling her how Elizabeth and Franco was engaged. I knew it. Before Carly could say anything, I said, watch Carly about to go over there. And as soon as she said, hold on 1 second, and she went, I said, I knew she was going to go over there. Flapping her gums, I said, I knew it. Even though Carly was hypocritical when she approached Elizabeth about Franco and stuff like that, but at least she owned up to her being hypocritical and her not being able to judge anybody. She basically said the shit so that way I wouldn't really have to say it in this review. Because she was being judgmental and hypocritical, but she owned that shit. I was like, go ahead, Carly, you finally owning up to some of your shit? Okay. About time. You about 20 years too late, but about time. Um, so she was just basically telling Elizabeth, like, why are you marrying this motherfucker? It's one thing for you to date him and have him living in your house. That's one thing. But you're talking about legally marrying him, making him the stepfather to your kids. I was like, exactly. As much as hypocritical as Carly is, she made up good points. Like, you can't erase everything that Franco has done. Like, he sexually assaulted Sam. He sent a rapist after Michael. Look at all the people he's murdered, and he made a profit off of it by making it into art and selling it. And this is the type of person you want to be a stepfather to your children. And she told and Elizabeth, oh, the boys love him. That's because they're boys. They're little kids. They don't know his history. They don't know everything he did. Carly made a good point. What about when they grow up and they get older and they Google him or somebody tells them about the history of Franco? Then what? All hell is gonna break loose. Those kids will hate that man. They won't even want to be around him. So why subject him to your kids now? You know what I mean? Like it's one thing to be dating him, even though you shouldn't be dating him, and to move him into your house. He's basically what I consider a predator. I consider Franco a predator. Has he? I don't think he's ever done anything to a child or whatever. As well, from what we know, he pushed Drew down the stairs when he was a kid. But still, I wouldn't want that. Who would want that type of person? If I was the father of Jake or Aiden or Cameron, even though Cameron's biological father is dead, but still, I wouldn't want my children around somebody like that. I wouldn't want that person to be the stepfather to my children. There's a hell to the no. Um, so Carly was right in everything she said, even though Elizabeth didn't give a fuck about what Carly was saying as usual. Because I mean, that's the one thing I could say that I do like about Elizabeth. She does her dirt, but she never cares about what people think of her. I was like, okay, I could like that. I don't respect it, but I like it in a way. You know, that's the only probably thing I do like about Elizabeth because we share that similar quality. We don't give a fuck what nobody thinks, but at some point you need to take a step back and take some stock into yourself and take some stock into your decisions, especially when you have children to think about. um So anyway, um, Drew got out of jail, whatever. The whole thing with him in the military is now situated, thanks to Jason, and he better fucking thank him. Drew was talking about something. How did Jason get involved in this? Bitch, because your wife asked him to get involved. He was your only saving grace because Alexis couldn't really help you. She's not a military attorney. She doesn't know military law. So the only person who could save you from this was Jason. If it wasn't for Jason, motherfucker, you would be somewhere in Singapore somewhere right now. You wouldn't even be around Jake, Scout, none of them. They probably wouldn't see you again. So you better thank Jason because he looked like he was a little angry that Jason got involved. I'm like, if it wasn't for Jason, motherfucker, like I said, you would be in motherfucking Sing Sing somewhere, shining shoes and making license plates or whatever. You better be grateful. Shit, fuck you mad for? Because your twin brother, the one that you said is not your brother, he bailed your ass out, even when he didn't have to. God knows he didn't have to, but he did. More than what you deserve at this point for your behavior. Like I said, I feel bad for everybody in this storyline because they all got jerked around for the last 5 years. So I feel bad for everybody, but it's the way you go about things. So they go to the park or whatever, him and Sam, and they bump into Elizabeth, Franco, and Jake. So while Jake goes get a stuffed animal or do a game or whatever, they notice the engagement ring on Elizabeth's finger. Drew isn't happy. He hates the fact that she's marrying Franco, but what can he do about it? Um, so him and Elizabeth decide to tell Jake that he's actually Drew, Jake's uncle, and not his biological father. When they told Jake that, it literally broke that little boy heart because Drew is the only father that he's known the last couple of years. And it broke his heart that that's not his biological dad, that's his uncle. You know what I mean? Because he wants Drew to be his dad, and I understand that. I felt bad for the boy. I really did feel bad for that kid. That was a sad moment. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for Drew. I just felt bad. Now I also feel bad for Jason because I hope that he can have a relationship with Jake this time. Because years ago he basically gave Jake up. He let Elizabeth and Lucky raise Jake due to his lifestyle. So this time around, I hope he can have a relationship with Jake. I hope that Jake is receptive to it because it's a sad situation. But when Sam was talking to Franco, and this punk bitch Franco sitting there trying to divert all the attention to Sam really wanting to be with Jason, he thought that he pulled Sam trump card. That's what he thought he did. He thought that he pulled her trump card by saying that, oh, she really wanted to be with Jason and not Drew. But Sam turned around and pulled his trump card and said that the only reason he's trying to rush to marry Elizabeth is so that way Elizabeth don't run to Jason. I said, boom, she got your ass. She got you. And he knew that she got him. Because the look on his face looked like, yeah, she just pulled your trump card, bitch. That's what she did. You thought you had her on the ropes, and she turned around and put your bitch ass on the ropes. Don't try to pull somebody trump card, Franco. And Franco already knew. He trying to sit there and tell Sam she should be thanking him because he got the charges against Jason dropped. No, you should be thanking your lucky stars that you didn't have to go to trial because then all your dirt would have been out in the public. And Elizabeth's kids might have found out about you. So you should be happy about that one, jackass. So anyway, Sonny and Sonny and Jason kick open the door, and as everybody predicted, I was trying to be a little surprised by this. I had a feeling it really was Britt because I knew Britt was coming back, but I wanted to be a little surprised. Even though I knew, but I wanted to be surprised. Because there's no surprise element on this show anymore. Um, so yeah, my bitch is back, at least for the moment. It was good to see Britt. She looked good. Um, they wanted information from her about Faison. This whole storyline is getting confusing. It's still confusing to me. Like as far as who's behind it, because it changes up. It feels like the writers are rewriting what we heard and what we saw years ago when this whole thing started. They're making it seem like Faison, this whole idea about switching memories and switching twins was all Faison's idea. from the get go, I knew it wasn't Faison's idea because Faison was never a leader. He was always a henchman. He was always a follower. He did whatever Helena told him to do. He was never the boss ever. Um, so it didn't make sense that Faison was behind all of this. I had a feeling that Britt wasn't lying when they kept asking her what did she know about this, and Britt said she didn't know anything about it. I believed her because why would Faison tell Britt? He didn't even want Britt as his daughter. He always wanted a son. So why would he inform her of his evil doings? And I like how Britt threw it in his face that how Britt threw it in Sonny's face that he has daughters. Would he tell his daughter all his criminal activities? I said exactly. Sonny never would tell Christina or Avery what he does. Like whatever criminal act he does. He would never put them into it. So why would Faison tell Britt? Faison found out about Jason being alive a month ago. Prior to 1 month ago, he always thought that he killed Jason. He never knew that Jason was alive this entire time. Apparently, as usual, Faison was working for someone and he said that the person was a traitor, whoever he was working for. He thought that he killed Jason. He didn't know that the person revived Jason. He didn't know that the person kept Jason alive. He for the last 5 years he went along thinking Jason was dead. Um, the thing is though, Helena Cassadine and Victor both stated, well, Helena stated that Faison had no use for Jason. He shot him in the back, kicked him in the harbor, and Helena and Victor's henchmen were the ones who fished Jason out of the water. Helena said that her and Victor wanted Jason for his special skill set. That's what she said. So why are they rewriting and making it seem like somebody else is behind all of this when we know Helena and Victor were originally behind this? I don't think it's Jerry Jacks because why would Jerry Jacks trade their memories and keep Jason alive? Jerry Jacks, what purpose would it serve him? I don't think Jerry Jacks has anything to do with it. At this point I don't know who the hell is involved in this. Maybe it is Dr. Bench. Because remember that burner phone, and they got the trace on the burner phone. They found out that that burner phone was in Port Charles. So whoever the traitor is, he was in Port Charles. Come to find out, Faison recently was in Port Charles, even though we didn't see him. But he's long gone now because Britt said something spooked Faison. So he left. Um, Maybe it's Dr. Bench. I really don't know. Because whoever the traitor is, he got to be in Port Charles. And that's what Jason and Sonny are thinking. I said, well, it's obvious. Whoever it is, he got to be in Port Charles still. Maybe it is Dr. Bench. It got to be somebody. Maybe Peter August. I don't know. All these people popped up in Port Charles around the same time this whole thing was unraveling. So I don't know. Um. So yeah, let me know what you thought about this episode today. I thought it was good. It wasn't too bad. Oh, Oscar. I almost forgot. Um. So after all these weeks and months of Oscar wanting to know who his dad is, now that he got the results at his fingertips, he doesn't want to know. I say you got to be crazy. All this work y'all did trying to figure this out, now you don't want to know. If I was Jocelyn, I would have just clicked that button and found out my damn self, because I ain't put in all this work for nothing just so you could back out at the last second. Fuck that. But I mean, I didn't really need a DNA test. I already knew Drew was his father. It was obvious. And Kim Nero basically confirmed it to Drew today, and Sam was at the top of the stairs eavesdropping. So basically, we got confirmation. Drew is Oscar's father. Scout has a new brother. There's a new Quartermain. That's the perks of this though, that we're expanding the Quartermains. But I already knew it, so I ain't really need a DNA test to tell me what I already knew. What we all pretty much already knew. So anyway, yeah, hit that like button, hit that comment button. Tell me what you thought about today's episode. And I will see you all Monday. I hope all you have a great weekend. I will see you all Monday. Peace.